Thanks Self-Record University for sponsoring this video. It's your man Alex, and in this video I'm going to be showing you a low taper fade from the beginning to the end with all the useful tips and tricks you will need. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. Now to get started, I'm using the 1.5 guard lever open as a way to gauge the length of my hair on the sides and back. So whatever the length is right here, I found that the 1.5 guard lever open is that length. So from here on out, I'm gonna use guards less than this, and I'm gonna make sure that I don't surpass where I went with the 1.5 guard. Now with the trimmer, I'm going in and putting in a very low guideline, okay? Just beneath the top of my ear, I'm going in and creating a guideline. Remember, this is a lower taper fade, so I'm just going in, making a slight curved shape with the trimmers, and then I'm gonna gradually work my way up with each guard. Now with the no guard lever open, I'm just going up probably around 1/3 of an inch. So a really small guideline, and I'm just going up on both sides of my head and making sure that I'm kind of sticking with that slight curved guideline. Now this might be a little bit difficult because the guideline's only around 1/3 of an inch, but what you want to do is lower the lever positioning gradually as you go down. So you want to fade going down and gradually lower the lever position to 3/4 to halfway to then closed to remove the hard line completely. And now with the half guard lever open, go up another 1/3 of an inch from the previous guideline.
Do not go gentle into that good night.
Now using the half guard lever closed, go just beneath where you just went with the half guard lever open and knock out that very faint hard line that you just created. So you can kind of see now that the hair on these sides are relatively the same and it's kind of looking blended right now. So I'm just going in with the number 1 guard lever open and doing a little bit of detail work if I need to, right? In between the half guard lever open and the 1.5 guard lever open, I'm just going in with the 1 guard lever open and doing some detail, some touch-up work just to make sure that everything's blended well. So now that the sides are completely done, I'm just going in and following the same exact guideline sequence that I used for the sides to the back, right? So this is a taper fade, gonna do the same thing for the back. The only difference is here, when I do create the guidelines, I'm gonna be creating about 1/2 inch guidelines instead of 1/3 of an inch, because typically on the back of your head, the hair is denser, right? It's thicker, so you need to have a little bit more room to play with the detail work. So if there's one thing that is really important for a lot of you guys to understand is that cutting your own hair can be a challenge if you're a beginner. But I do think overall taper fades are a more challenging haircut than any other haircut that I do. Any type of mid fade or high fade or even low fades or drop fades, right? Those are a lot easier than taper fades. And the reason why they're easier and taper fades are harder is because you have to do a lot of detail work on the back of your head. And of course, when you cut your own hair, cutting the back of your head is probably the hardest part, right? You have to use the mirrors and get familiar with your body positioning, your hands, your wrist, all of these different motions, right? The lighting has to be good. So taper fades are definitely a harder haircut for self haircutters, but if you can use the mirrors properly, you can see what you're doing because you have good lighting. With some practice, you should be able to do a good job. Before we continue with the video, I want to thank today's sponsor, Self Haircut University. The goal of SHU is to help you overcome your self haircut fears and become an expert self haircutter in less than 6 months. Learning this skill set will save you $1,000 to $3,000 per year for the rest of your life. Because we all know barbershops today are getting more and more expensive and taking up too much of our meaningful time. Within 72 hours of joining SHU, I will personally be hosting a coaching call with you directly to discuss a plan of action to get you started on the right track. With over 100,000 followers across all platforms, video testimonials, and 14 years of self-haircut experience, there's no better person with more passion than myself to guide you through this self-haircut journey. Click the first link in the description to start today. Thank you, Self Haircut University, for sponsoring this video. And if this tutorial is helping you out in any way, make sure you like, share, and subscribe for more self-haircut tutorials. YouTube absolutely loves it when you guys like and share the videos, and it would mean a lot to me to spread the word about self-haircutting so others around the world can save money and time and also learn this amazing skill set as well. So something that you might not have noticed is that when I'm cutting the back of my head, at least when I'm doing a taper fade, I like to grab my skin, right? You can see my left arm holding my head. While I'm doing that, I'm somewhat holding my skin and pushing it upwards so that it stretches the skin out, which then makes it easier for me to glide my clipper on my head to cut the hair smoother and a little bit easier, right? So stretch the skin if you need to, right? Again, this all goes back to understanding your body movements and using the mirrors accordingly. But if you can do that, it definitely helps to guide the clipper a little bit better. And now using my trimmer, I'm just gonna go in and give myself a relatively clean lineup, right? Nothing spectacular. I'm not gonna be using a straight blade, but I'm just using my trimmer with the T-blade and going in and cleaning up the lines. Now, a really good tip when using the trimmers to line up around your ear is to use a trimmer, right? Buy a trimmer with a T-blade. The T-blade is a wider blade, which will allow you to use the corners around your ear much easier, right? So when you go in and line up around your ear, use the corners of the trimmer and kind of circle around your ear, going with the shape that your hairline grows in. So after nearly 6 months, I decided it was time to shave off my Leonidas beard. If you want to see how I did it, check out this beard tutorial, which I'll leave linked for you guys in the card section above. And now to style my hair, I'm using some Suavecito texturizing powder, and I'm also going to be using some Hans de Foucault claymation and going in and adding the finishing touches. This is Sparta! Leonidas no more. Your boy's turning into Leo, right? We're dropping 10 years in age just by trimming off the beard. I don't know why and how that happens, but I look like I'm like 15 years old, so. But you guys, this is my version of a low taper fade self haircut. If you're not familiar with my channel, I've been cutting my own hair for over 14 years now, since I was 13 years old, and I absolutely love teaching people how to save $1,000 to $3,000 per year by learning this amazing skill set. And to make things even more relatable, I'm by no means a licensed barber whatsoever, and I've never wanted to be one. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and learned something new. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, as well as check out the links in the description down below to join Self Haircut University. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace!